our homeland Ghana and make it great and strong. Good morning and welcome to AM Ghana here on Adwa Television. Today is Friday, 11th July 2025. And this morning, the biggest question is who wins the Ablekuma constituency, especially the parliamentary. And, we had the election 2024 and one or two things that EC suspended the election. In fact, it even went to court. And tonight, this morning, we are going to witness the rerun of 19 polling stations at the Ablekuma constituency, and it is going to be in favor for NPP and the NDC. And this morning on our show, we are going to break down, we are going to give you the insight, the history behind, and even the most important aspect is that it will be a history for the country and also for the constituency. On NDC side, if NDC wins the seat, it means something which hasn't happened before in this country, and also if NPP wins too, it's also going to help them. But most especially on the side of the NDC, if they win the seat, it's going to change a lot of things in our democratic journey. And this and many more that we have for you this morning on our show. We will be also having some discussions. Since it's Friday, we need some education. It's not always about politics. And this morning we're going to talk about diets and nutrition and other stuff regarding the food that we take in. And my guest will join me later on the show. Then we do that. Isaac Mote will subsequently also come. Then we just go into the Ablekuma North constituency election this morning. Who wins? As I said earlier, it is going to be for NPP or the NDC. But before that, we need to go through the newspaper and see what the other media houses are also reporting. But before that, let's take this break. When we come back, we go into the newspaper for you. My name is Mensa Maxwell. Don't go anywhere. And Ghana and Africa for a sense of Punto here, Uncle Oman Biarenti, a TV, Ghana Punto Abba, Senior Yebesi Afa, Apo Yebra, Naya Sipi, Se Oman, Ne Obibiara, and Nunti, Ghana Punto si, Yababa Mumputemu, the Ashani Koso, near Duhu Elcomo, Shaman. Joda, you will put me in Pemu Pepe, which at 2:30 p.m. exactly, or Adwa TV. Come and let's build Ghana together. Ghana Punto, Yen Koso, Yen Ejuma. Back now, let's go into the newspaper quickly. I have the Daily Graphic newspaper this morning, and it says that stage sets for Ablekuma North constituency polling stations rerun. So on page 13 of the newspaper, the story is there. I might read a couple of the paragraphs for you to know what it entails. And also we have the sterile men should avoid hot water bath. Expert says so on the same page 13 of the newspaper. The banner story this morning says dispute over chieftaincies 2, tight security in Kwehu. Dispute over chieftaincies 2, tight security in Kwehu. In fact, Ghana, we've been tackling this. Apart from Galamsey Menas, one of the issues that we are facing in our country is chieftaincy issues, and our traditional authorities or community should do something about that. So it says the national security is beefing up security in Kwehu in the wake up of the ruling of the Eastern Regional House of Chiefs in the matter relating to the occupancy of the Kwehu stool. The purported destillment of Dasibre Ekwamwa Ejapon II from the Kwewuman stool is the subsequent installment of Balfour Akoto Osei in his place are said to have raised tensions in the area. So that's basically what is going on at the eastern part of the country. So the story continues on page 3 here. Let me see inside the Africa. So inside Africa, it says Nigerian troops killed dozens of gunmen. Trump promises West African leaders pivot to trade. And what other stories also in here? It also says that, okay, let me come to the editorial this morning. It says that we must learn from India's self-sufficiency progress. We must learn from India's self-sufficiency progress. And there is a question here. It says that in what areas or sectors can Ghana accept global dominance or become a world leader like India? So some Ghanaians responded to this question by graphic. And this one is Sandra. She says that Ghana's tech sector is booming, fueled by mobile money adoption and youthful, digitally minded population. The ICT sector grew significantly in the first quarter of 2025, driven by the finance and insurance subsectors. With the right support and investments, Ghana can become a hub of tech innovation and services in West Africa. Plessler is also saying that Ghana is Africa's second largest gold producer, with the mining sector contributing 6.3% to GDP in 2024. With gold prices near record high and the stable policies, Ghana can attract more investment and become a dominant player in the global mining industry. And lastly, by Solomon, he is also saying that the country is already the world's second largest cocoa producer, and its agriculture sector grew by 6.6% in the first quarter of 2025, mainly due to the crops subsector, the power, the proper investment infrastructure. Ghana can become a global leader in agro-processing and export. So these are some of the opinions and comments by some Ghanaians to the question asked by Graphic Newspaper. Another story this morning says, thank God for ENP versus Azuma. Here, get a copy and read what it says. I've seen Agrada here. There's a quote which says that the Sami Jenfi dollar gift to Agrada will always give cause to suspicious and rumors of chop. So I think it will take a lot of things. Just get a copy and read what the article or the story is about. And some of the international fronts story says that Gaza children in queue for supplements killed by Israel. Gaza children in queue for supplements killed by Israel. Brazil vows to match U.S. tariffs. So these are some of the international front stories this morning. And there's an opinion here which says that awesome. I don't know what it really entails, but get a copy and read. Minority response to Ghana's votes abstinence at the 59th Human Rights Council. Where on probably they are talking about the LGBT Ghanaians. They think that we abstain ourselves because we are afraid. But the foreign minister and the government has also responded to them, and that's what they are talking about. And there's a quote here which says that it cannot be the case that the several countries who have consistently voted against the mandate do so out of support for violence or discrimination against the LGBTQ community. Rather, the opposition is directed at the recognition and promotion of LGBT identities themselves. So the writer is here. I can see by Samuel Abu Jinapo here accompanying the story. The stage set for Abrekuma. The story I read is continue here, and other story also there. The center spread this morning says that more citizens trust traditional leaders more than elected MPs. More citizens trust traditional leaders more than elected MPs. Report is saying that. So a quote says more than 1/3, which is 37%, contacted a traditional leader, 28% a local government councillor, 15% a member of parliament, and 20% a political party official during a previous year. So that's what the report is saying. And the another story says President Mahama receives credentials of 5 envoys. Get a copy and read what it's talking about. And in politics, it says that citizen engagement insight from Afrobarometer's flagship report. Let me come back to the back page this morning. It says that Seydou Agongo renovates Sowalenga Sawaliga Basic School block. So that's it says businessman and philanthropist Alhaji Said Agongo has renovated the Sawaliga Basic School in the Talensi district. That's the story. And the Access Bank support fee sanitary pad initiative. So these are the major stories running through. No sports. Let me check sports. I know Kudus has gotten a new contract with the oh, they didn't report. So the only sport here is for Black Queens fight for redemption against Mali. So that's the graphic newspaper this morning. Let me go with the new weekend crusading guide newspaper. It says Nana Kweku Amwako urges TTAC eager to embrace voluntarism, and also new Exim Bank board inaugurated to drive Ghana's export economy. And Latif Abubakar Korean embassy launch cross-sim majorly play. And one story here also said, let's blend boxing and fashion the Abstabel way. So that's what the banner story says, that Ghana's decision to abstain from vote on LGBT plus minority caucus decries government hypocrisy. Minority caucus decries government hypocrisy. Lands Commission official admit document alteration. And after issuance, aquaculture research underway as Emilia Arthur chart board calls for fisheries sector, on page 3 and 10 of the newspaper. Now let's get into the newspaper and see the other stories in there. So the stories that I read on the front page are here. And international front this morning says children queuing for supplement killed in Israel strike in Gaza, hospital says. So the story that the Daily Graphic reported is also in the New Crusading Guide newspaper. Deadly new Russian drone and missiles attack hits Kyiv. So the Russia and Ukraine, they are also there doing their things. And then we have Ghana decision to abstain, the story that I said earlier on the front page here. Africa Film Finance Forum on looks path to $20 billion film economy. So this is an entertainment story. And deportation, Dupe Nation drops third studio album, Ghana Piano. That's the title of the album. South Africans fear spike in HIV infection as US aid cuts bites. That's what's coming from South Africa. And the center spread this morning says Galamsey, a homogeneous problem for Ghana, outgoing Danish ambassador. And Ghana London Health Center, bridge between Ghana and UK, Dr. Vanessa appear. And over 200 gather in Accra as by Bat Tita, and also Crypto Ghana Advanced Crypto Education. Professor Adikoya urges use of AI for improved food security, disease and fire management systems, and government hint of tax waivers for electronic vehicle importation. So these are the stories on the center spread, and the cryptocurrency story continues from here. Nana Kweku Amwako urges the TTAC story. And the back page comes with different things. And these are the major stories for the New Crusading Guide newspaper. Let me come to the Chronicle newspaper. The banner story says that businessman allegedly steals 14.5 million Ghana cedis from the late John Kume's family company. Businessman allegedly steals 14.5 million Ghana cedis from the late John Kume's family company. And police exhume another body in Adidome Enclave. These are the two major stories on the front page. Let me come to see the business story. Let me read the lead and the supporting lead. What he says there, that a 53-year-old businessman, Seth Ntim, is facing criminal charges before the Dansoman Circuit Court for allegedly stealing over 14.5 million Ghana cedis from two banks' accounts belonging to Sorting Group Limited, a construction firm financially backed by the late Member of Parliament for Ejisu, John Kuma. Ntim is facing 2 counts of stealing, contrary to Section 2124 Clause 1 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960 Act 29. as amended by NLCA. So the story is there. Minority calls out government for abstaining from LGBT plus vote at the UN. And there is here. And also the editorial for the Chronicle newspaper this morning says that savings and loans companies bounce back. Good news, but savings and loans companies bounce back. Good news, but. So if you want to know the but, the reason behind what they are saying, just get a copy and read. Ghana's tax system is failing women. Ghana's tax system is failing women. Written by Irene Ofori Ajiman here. And also another story, how Professor Honigunya delivers inaugural lecture after attaining full professorship. And GPHA start 24-hour operation at Tema and Takoradi Port. That's good news coming from this institution. Yeah. We in fact, last week, government integrated. So they are expecting this to be happening in our agencies and companies. Supreme Court affirms elections as Odo government. These are some of the stories coming from Nigeria. And we have, let's come back to Ghana. We have in other stories, President John Mahama receives letters from credence from the new envoys accredited to Ghana. So there's a full photographs here showing what happened there yesterday and the others. So in entertainment, it says that why Brad Pitt wants to get his hand on ex-Angelina Jolie private messages. I don't know about this story. Who are they? So K-pop singer jailed 3.5 years for rape. And Slovak rape festival featuring Kenya West caught off. And other international stories says top U.S. Russian diplomat discuss Ukraine, Syria, and others assassin sideline. Children queuing for supplements killed in Israel strike in Gaza. Hospital says. And deadly new Russian drone and missiles attack hits Kyiv. These are other stories here. The 7 and the statement in the gospel. So there's a nice feature here. Let me come back to the back page. It says that Gibbs White set for 60 million euros spouse move, and Arsenal signs Brentford midfielder Nogard, and also Sunderland sign Brighton winger Adingra. But I'm shocked that you reported Gibbs White and you didn't report Kudus. Why? And these are some of the sports stories reported by the Chronicle newspaper. And the quote for this morning by the Graphic says that it's taken from Mark chapter 12 verse 40. But they cheat widows and steal their houses and then try to make themselves look good by saying long prayers. They will receive a greater punishment. Mark chapter 12 verse 40. But they cheat widows and steal their houses and then try to make themselves look good by saying long prayers. They will receive a greater punishment. That's the word of God. And I have two of the newspapers here. The Daily Guide newspaper this morning is also saying that Lands Minister calls for 7-day ceasefire in E&P Azuma disputes. So I have seen Ibrahim Mahama here and also John Mason also here. One nabbed over immigration officers' murder. And the banner story says that Abdulrahmanov rerun NPP NDC slug it out. Jealous man burns 200 houses in Ahojo. I saw a trend like that. Broken heart is an audio. Hey, jealous man burns 200 houses in Ahojo. Aye. No. So the Abrikuma story is here. And the 2 people being arrested for killing, murdering. One person is also here. Let me see. The editorial for this graphic says that from cathedral to event center. From cathedral to event center. Previous government says that they are going to build cathedral for God, and the current government says that no, we also need something, an event center. So that's talking about the pitch closer to the Parliament House. Interesting times ahead. 24-hour economy policy game changer that needs flawless execution. So the writer, who is Said Agongo, businessman and philanthropist, saying that the 24-hour economy policy, a game changer that needs flawless execution. And let me come to the international fronts. I've been reading a lot. Let me read one or two. Deadly news also. The Russia-Ukraine story is here. No one is safe. Civilians, foreigners caught in escalating Mali violence. No one is safe. Civilians and foreigners caught in escalating Mali violence. Trump places good English of Liberian president. So that story has been captured here. And so Lance Minister calls for 7-day ceasefire. I've said this. Takoradi gets first furniture more. Takoradi gets first furniture more. And jealous man burns 200 houses in Ahojo. Let me see the other stories. The front on the center spread, it says that body shame me, I shine. Mole is saying that, and also Akuna Group host star standard head of state winning party in Accra appear to relocate to UK with Ghanaian sound. Appear to relocate to UK with Ghanaian sounds, and also have transition plan for 1D1F companies. Minority is saying this. Absa Bank opens new branch in Kaswa. And also MTN headlines. So these are some of the business and entertainment stories reported by the newspaper. Let me see other one or two stories. Musical women congratulate Dr. Adeline Baidu. And also Dupe Nation Ghana piano album ready. Tottenham land Kudus in statement signing from West Ham. So they so far they are the only newspaper capturing Kudus signing. And also GFA approves name change of Bekwai Heroes FC to Asgold FC. Minister demands action on abandoned Yinahini Sport Complex. And these are the sports stories in the newspaper this morning for the Daily Guide. Let me take the last newspaper this morning. It is the Daily Statesman. The Daily Statesman newspaper. It says that over 5,600 delegates to Grace NPP conference on page 3 of the newspaper. Police nab suspect in the killing of immigration officer on page 4 of the newspaper. And also minority condemns government abstention on LGBT rights at UN. Is that what we need as a country? Is it by force, and we are making it propaganda each and every day. All the newspapers are reporting. So we have a lot of issues that we need to talk about. The banner story this morning says that give landowners right to mine gold. Government charged to stop stealing from the poor to feed cronies. On page 2, give landowners right to mine gold. Government charged to stop stealing from the poor to feed cronies. And inside the newspaper, we have the EC Defense Abdulrahmanov rerun election today, and also government charged to stop stealing. I said this. Who's saying that? Let me see. By Bright Philip Donko, the National Protocol Director for the new patrols. Of course, it's coming from the NPP. There, so they are saying that minority condemns government abstinence. And let me see the other stories in the newspaper. Asokorema upon security uncovers illegal abortion clinic in Slum Raid. On the center spread, the back page for the graphic, for this graphic says that Black Stars maintain 76th spots in the latest FIFA ranking, and Gusa champions Ghana pride in Germany, and also Tumfor pledges support for sports ministry infrastructure agenda. Kenya, let me read one international story, then let's end this. Kenya, police ordered to shoot violent protested in the lake. Aye, that's interesting. So these are the top stories running through the various newspapers this morning. I'll go for a quick time. When we come back, we go into the discussion on the nutrition and our food labels. So in fact, some of us, we eat some ways. Is that the right thing that we are supposed to do? If you want to cook, if you want to buy food, how, when, and even how are you going to do that? There are a couple of things that we need to discuss for us to get ourselves educated. Don't go anywhere. Let me take this break. When I come, we'll do the discussion.